Alright. Okay, let's get started real quick. We need a lot of things we need to talk today. So in last class, last lecture, before we are doing all the project thing, we talked about the AI, for the friends AI, how to make the friends follow you and chase after the enemy, things like that. So there's another thing we need to think about. This is the same logic when you think about the enemy's AI. So the enemy's AI, you need to. What we did first is we're trying to figure out what is the behaviors of the friends, right? So if you're trying to implement the enemy, you need to think first what is behavior, and then you slowly use that the state machine and the behavior trees to decide, okay, how do you implement that enemy. So it's going to be the same structure as you implement the friends AI, and just some detail different. The details are different. Some logics are different. So so I won't talk about that more today. You can think about the enemy AI, how to implement that, like based on what we have done for the friends. So it's the same thing, just the algorithm is kind of different. Yeah, but the logic behind is the same. Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is when you play game, usually there's a scoring system, which tells you how many you have killed, how many enemies you've killed, and what their status is, like your health, your armor, things like that. And also we have another system, usually you will meet is the achievement system. So it sounds like how many enemies you have killed. Like if you reach 5, you get a badge. If you reach 10, you got another badge. Things like that. So today we'll talk about how do we implement those scoring and the enemy. Okay. All right. Now let's look at a simple example. Okay, so here, what this script do is pretty simple. It just created a gray window and it shows you only one of the thing, of the like score or something, but it's HP. So let's see how we can add in more features and how do we implement all the stuff. Okay. So right now, let's pretend that this blue cube is the enemy. Just pretend. Okay. So to do that, it is pretty simple, just several lines of code. So we define an HP value, which is important because we want to show the HP value. We need to have a variable to hold that value, and it's here. So we initialize the HP value to 100. Okay. Another thing here, you might want to take care first before we entering those logic is this ongui function. So here in this class, in this course, we basically implement every of the GUI with this ongui function instead of the GUI system. So yeah, this gives you just want you to learn more about the logic behind, and it's actually flexible. It's not that bad if you implement the GUI through the code. Okay, so here the ongui function, we have a boolean to check if we are going to show the window or not. If we're going to show the window, then we call this function the GUI.window function. And to call this function, we give this 4 parameters. The first is the ID, and then we give a rectangle to define where and how large is that window. So that rectangle is this status rect. So we define this rectangle here already. And status GUI, we kind of call this function. This function is over here. We call this actually function to render what is inside that window. Okay. So if you take a look at here, you can see here we have this window. We have a status. That's actually the name, or maybe you can call it title of this window. Yeah, the status comes from this function call. And here we start an area. We give a label HP and HP value. So if you want more, that's pretty simple. You can just have a int, maybe kills, give a value as 0. Okay. So here we're doing the same thing. So kills, and then we give the kills value here. So right now here we should be able to see 2 of them. So one is the HP, one is the kills. Okay, that's pretty simple. Nothing to explain. One thing is, yeah. So here, if you see this HP is 100, and when you want to manipulate, actually, I define that HP as a public variable, which means you can just drag it here, so it will be changed. You can move it up and down. So yeah, that's some basic things. Just don't want you to forget. Okay, let's define this kills as public as well. Okay. Therefore, what is that? Okay. So if we are trying to do some other things, like if we want to manipulate that score, not from the inspector. Okay, question?
Can you zoom in on your?
Yeah. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. So if you want to do something else other than manipulate those values through this inspector, then what we can do is we use our button, the keys on your keyboard to control those values. Let's try how can we do that. So let's do this. We create this update function. Okay, say our task now is if we press H button, we will decrease our HP value. So what do we do in the update function? What shall we do? We press a key to reduce the health. That's pretty simple, right?
So just reduce the HP value by
Yeah, by anything. But how do we detect if the button is checked? Is pressed?
usually have to do like a conditional check to see if the button is pressed.
Yeah. Okay. So it's pretty simple. We just check this condition. Then, if I want to say H, what shall we do? If I want to give the H here. Yeah. Great. Just don't want you to forget the things. H. Then the HP value minus equal to maybe 2 or something like that. Let's see if that works. So right now it's 100, then when I press H, it's decreasing that value. Okay, so that's pretty simple, basic thing. And now what we're trying to do is a kill. So right now what I want to do is when I press K button, I kill that enemy. I kill that blue cube. So what shall we do? Yes, destroy. Yeah, we use destroy. First, we need to do something similar like this. If input dot get key done. Kill. Okay. Then what we do is we destroy. Destroy the enemy, and then what else we need to do is we kills. So will this work? Will this work? Let's see. So do you think this will work or not? Do we miss anything? Do you think we missed anything? Okay. Yeah, let's see. If we press H, the HP decrease. Okay, but if we press K, the kills increase, but this blue cube is not destroyed. Why? Yeah, correct. We didn't tell that. We didn't tell the system what we want to destroy. So how can we tell the code that we want to destroy this cube? Tag, yeah, that's the one way. The easiest way. If you want to be lazy, you can just drag, right? Remember, I defined that as public. So let's just drag it here. So that, I believe it will work. So press H, okay, press K, it's gone. And since I attached this script to this enemy, what you see is when I kill the enemy, the GUI disappears as well. So I think the good practice is to attach that to the main camera. So this time H work. If I kill, okay, so that's fine. So there's a problem here is if we press K, it keep increase the kills, but we only have one kill, one enemy there. So we need to do something different. We need to check. So we need to have a variable here. Count. Okay. Should I put less or equal, or just put less here? What do you think? Less. Yeah. We should put less here, so that it will increase at most to 1. No. If kills less than the count, see, it will only goes to 1. It will only go to 1. Okay, so let's go through that quickly. Alright, and another thing is usually we have more than one enemy. So what shall we do? We have a lot of enemies, so we usually have an array of enemies. Right? So here, instead of this game object enemy, we can have this. We can have an array of enemy. And here we cannot destroy this. We should destroy the if we start from 0, yeah, kill from the very first element of that array. Okay.
When you destroy the first element in the array,
it will increase. It will plus every time. So after you destroy the first, you have the second. Okay. So Alright, now let's this count will no longer be equals to 1. Right? So this count, we will have this we will need to assign another value to this count. So what is the value of the count? It's the enemy dot length. Right. We won't have an up limit of the enemy we can kill. So yeah. So here this plus kills less than count plus. Okay, nice. Alright. So here, the nice thing about enemy is you can define the size now. So let's define size of 3. Okay, let's put the first as this enemy. Then we put another thing to another object to this ground. We have a white cube. Then we create a sphere. Okay. And then we have 3 enemies now. And then don't forget to assign those enemies to your enemies array. So let's say cube is number 2. Alright. Sphere is number 3. Now it should work. We should be able to kill them one by one, ideally. Okay. Come on. Alright. So we kill the first, we kill the second, we kill the third, and we kill more, no more. That's all pretty easy, right? And what if sometime we won't kill some enemy, but different enemy gives you different scores? Is that something we can implement? Yeah, of course. Anything you can think of, you can implement that in the environment with your computer. So that's a good thing about gaming, about computers. Okay, so if we want to do any clue, any idea, if we want to kill enemies with different weight, with different scores.
Oh, you got that.
Yeah. Okay.
For the kills under count, that you could check an if inside that for what enemy you're killing. So using an array, going into the array and saying if enemy kills is X or Y, do this.
Let's see another thing. Yeah, that's basically the idea here in this script. And what if we want to assign a value to that enemy? Where should we do that? What's the best way to do that?
Have that value attached to the enemy itself so that you can just look at it whenever you kill.
Yeah. We need another script. That's actually that score, that weight. It's a feature of that enemy. So if you think about this logic, you want to associate the feature of the enemy with that enemy. But not here, not in this script. We want to separate those things so that it's your code, your project is more maintainable. Okay. So what we do is here we create a new script. Let's see, enemy attributes. Okay. And what we do is public my score. By default, we set it as 1. So here, the blue one, we should have a something come out. Say my weight is 1. Okay, weight 1 is here. Alright, and then for the cube, we attach it again. So we want to assign some other value, maybe it's 5. For the sphere, we want something different. We want 99, okay. We want 99. Alright. So that's why we set it as public. Actually, if you set something as public, it's kind of a lazy way to implement something, especially if you want to try to debug something. Alright. So let's go back to our code here. If you remember, we attached this tracker in the main camera. Let's see, what shall we do here? We still destroy, right? So we keep it here. Okay, here it's different. Kills plus plus. It's no longer just plus plus. We plus the score, right? So what do we do?
No, depending on which enemy it is, we need to increase it by whatever the score you want.
Yeah, so okay, let me give you a clue here. Plus equal. Okay, so what do we do here? Tell me, teach me. Okay, teach me. What do I input?
You gotta get the weight of the.
Yeah. So what should I type here?
If the variable for
Yeah, remember?
the enemy can be accessed through here, you can call out the enemy dot.
Yeah, it is accessible from here. And okay,
So would it be enemy kills?
enemy kills. Okay.
Get scripts or get components?
Yes, get component. Correct. And then this. So yeah, the name of that script, right?
Enemy attributes?
Yeah, enemy attributes. Don't forget this. Alright, so that means that's a function, okay? And you're trying to get this type. So you're trying to get an object of this enemy attributes type. And that means it's a function there. And then we get enemy attributes. If you go down, you should be able to find my value, my weight. Okay, yeah. So this basically will make that kills with different scores work. If we kill 1, it's 1, and the second one, the white cube, it should be 5, so it should be 6 now. And then if I kill the sphere, it should be 105. Okay, it's not working. Something wrong. Okay, good. Let's check what is a bug. Honestly, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, yeah.
This is because the object was destroyed before the increment comes. So it's not destroyed anymore later. So.
Yeah. Sorry about that. But it's not destroyed, right? It's not destroyed. No, that's not a problem because you don't see the destroyed there yet. They kind of so this is actually work this way. When you destroy, you should. It's actually in the update function. It just adjusts those values there, and then the system will render those things accordingly. So it's not like if you call destroy, it destroyed there totally.
Happens at the end of the update function, all of this zero ones.
So here kills plus count. Yes, yeah.
It's because kills is the thing being changed, right? Now it's kills 1, and then it goes to 6, and it's trying to go to 6.
Yeah. Right. So we should have another thing. We cannot use this kills now. So
Count is 1. What if instead of you did enemy is less than kills, you just said enemy is not equal to null?
yeah, that's right. We should not use the kills to detect how many enemies there are now. So what we do is we try to use this count. So count. No, let's do the index. We need an index. So that's actually what do we want to count equals to enemy dot size length. And here, instead of using this count, we use the enemy index less than count. And here we still need enemy index plus plus. Yeah. So that's what we do. So when you, that's why I said you want kind of to separate different functionalities, different layers when you design a system, so that if there's a problem here, you see here, if I modify something, some bug may come out. So you don't want that bug to influence too many parts of your project. So that's why you want to separate things, separate different functions, separate different modulars. Q1, Q2, 6, still not working. Oh, sorry. Q. Okay, so that works. Nice. Alright, we fixed a bug together. That's very nice. So that's how we kill enemy with different weight. Alright, so next, yeah. Also here, that's one way we find the enemy. We set up the enemy in this array. And also, you can always do things like you find the enemy. You can tag different enemy with the enemy tag, and then you can use like game object dot find objects, find game objects with tag. Then you can get all the enemies, and that all depends. And also, if someone you want to give a unique name ID to each of the enemy, like 001, 007. Okay, so you can find that by name as well. So that's up to you. You have different ways to find the enemy, to get that enemy. Okay, to get the reference of the enemy to your, and to kill it, to destroy it. So it's up to you. Yeah. And that's the basic logic here. And then let's go to next is what we want to talk is we have this scoring system. Then we want to kind of after we pause, we left the game and we enter the game again. We don't want to start over. We want to keep playing. So sometimes we keep playing. We need to have some way to save those scores in somewhere. One way is you can save it to your hard disk with some maybe XML file or some other files you can define. You want to define some format yourself. That's fine. And another way here, either way here is we use player prefabs in the Unity. So it will be saved to somewhere. I cannot remember exactly the file path, but it's somewhere in the on your disk. But it's kind of internal saving from the done by the Unity system. So it's gonna be saved somewhere. Usually it won't be on your game folder, something like that. It's gonna be your documents, something like that. So yeah, but it's an easy way to do that. You just need to call player prefabs and .save, something like that. So let's see, how do we do that? So that's not quite same like what you do in the save your game. Like you find a file path and then you save a file there. It's kind of different. You can just save some of the attributes here. Okay. Let's see, main camera. Let's try to save game. Save scores. What we do is player prefs dot set int. That's all you need to do. House HP value. Okay. Prefs dot set int. Kills. We give the kills score. So we give this kills score. Then, yeah. And if you go there, you can find some other functions like prefix, set. You can set float, int, string, something like those, so that it will work. You need any help over there? Okay. All right. And then don't forget, you need to do like player prefabs dot save to write all the modified preference to your disk. Okay. So that's save score. We have the save. We need the load function as well. Void. perhaps. Health. We get that in health here, so we have this HP value. We assign the value we get to the HP value. That makes sense, right? Quite makes sense. HP value and kills. We assign the value we get from the get int the kills. Make sure when you set and when you get, you use the same ID as this set. Okay. So that's a save and load. Let's see. Input get key done. We want to use the S to save, say keycode.s. Save. To save, then we call the save scores. Okay. And then if we want to load so what key do you want to use for load? What key do you want to use for load? Z? Okay. Load scores. Okay. Alright, so now we reduce the HP level to 90 and we queue all of them. We have 105. Now we press the S button. It should be saved now. And if we restart our game, what's gonna happen? Guess what's gonna happen? Nothing will happen. See? Okay, we have a HP still 100, 0 kills, 0, and nothing's here been killed. But if we press the Z, what's gonna happen? Remember what we implemented in Z? If we press Z, the HP value is gonna be 90, and the kills is gonna be 105. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, it works. Right? So the HP goes to 90 and kills go to 105. That's what we load. That's what we load from what we save. And now you can continue to play with that. You can keep reducing that HP, and then you can kill more enemies because those enemies are all initialized or reinitialized. See? So 210. Okay. So that's basically, I just want to demo how can we use the player prefs to save the data. Okay, and if you want to do something different, like if you kill that enemy already, you don't want to see that anymore. We can also set up some a lot of tricks we can play with that. Like here, we can have some value index or showing that which enemy has been killed, something like that. You can always do that. And also another thing more important is when you are doing the save score, those scores, you kind of don't forget this function. It's a reset. So when I say reset, I mean you kind of reset value to its default. Okay. So HP value equals to, like, the 100 is the default, right? Kills equals to 0. So we have this reset, and if you want to reset it to if you want to save what you reset, you can just call this save function here. So that every time when you reset, you save that default as well. So that's yeah, you have that flexibility to implement those things. All right, so yeah, that's the player paths. Okay. So next, let's try to do something. Last thing we want to do today is the achievement system. Okay. So what is the achievement? Let's say we want to do something like, if you kill like 2 enemies, you get. If you kill 1 enemy, you get nothing. You can just get a score. If you kill 2 enemies, like, you get a badge. If you kill like 50 enemies, you get another badge. Things like that. Okay. If you kill 100, you get another one. All right. So let's use that weight to determine that. Let's add another thing. Let's have this boss, big boss. Enemy attributes. No, not big boss. Let's kill 50. Make it 50. Alright. Main camera. I want this kind of achievement. So let me see what we have now. Alright. Because this is a GUI to show the achievement. The same thing we create in the onGUI function. We use this GUI.window. We give this is the actual function we are going to call when we create that achievement GUI. This is a rectangle. Where and how large is the space we are going to show the achievement. Okay, here we want to change something different. Okay, we want kind of use the scores in the stat tracker to determine how many badges we are going to give. Okay, so here we are trying to get the stat tracker. It's called simple stat tracker. Nice. Okay, so we get component simple stat tracker. So this is showing that we're not using this. Let's just make it simple. Let's just create a label names. Kill achievement. So this is, we have an area vertically, we create a label, it's called kill achievement. Then what we need to care is we try to use the button. Try to use the button to pretend to be the badges. Okay. So let's put this simple, and then in this simple tracker, we want to kind of have a function to determine the achievement. Achievement. We want kind of have a return value. So initially it's 0. So here what we want to do is we determine the achievement according to its score. So if the kill score is less than, let's say less than 5, the achievement is 0. Okay. Achievement level equals to 0. Alright. If kills is great equals to 5 and it is less than 50. So the achievement level is 2. Alright. And then we do basically the same thing. $50, $100. We have a 3. No, 1, 2. If it's greater or equals to 100, we have a level 3. Okay, last we return the achievement level. that. Okay, so that here in this achievement system, we don't actually need this for loop. That's for now I'm only writing one of them. So here. To the simple stat tracker dot get component. Okay, so we get this simple stat tracker, and then what we call is the function. So that we get our current achievement. Then what we do is we use this kills A. In this for loop, we use okay. That will gives you this achievement system. So right now, okay, kill, and then if we want to check what is our current achievement, we just need to say this show badges. Okay, there's some error there. So ideally, it should show the badges. Yeah, okay. I need to fix this and talk about it in the next class because we don't have enough time today. Okay, there's some error here in this GUI, but the logic here is you kind of have that button created according with how many you killed, and you do not determine that here. You determine that in this stat tracker. So you kind of use this functionality to determine if that's achievement. What is your current achievement, and then you create those badges accordingly with that GUI. Okay, and that's for one achievement. But if there's an array of attributes, array of kills, okay, scores, and armor, you want to grant badges to the player. You need to. So wherever I do this, you have kind of have another layer. You use an array to do that thing, so that you can create a group of them. Okay, so let's talk about this maybe a little bit next class. But that's mostly what we want to talk about, the scores. All right. So thank you for coming today.